Good evening. How are you? Hi
I
Agni.
am good, sir. I am good. I am good. How are you, sir?
Very fine. Hi Agni, how are you?
Chaitanya and Nikhil, this is just a sound check. Hope I am audible and clear.
Absolutely. I think so. That's is what happening these days when you are starting a conversation. A sound check.
Surely, sir. Surely. Sir, you were attending sir's panel. How did you like that?
Yes, yeah, I was a part of some part of that. Very interesting. Yash was talking about a story when he was a bartender, and yes, it's okay. That's very interesting. That his journey of serving everyone who's in a different mindset and zone at the time. So it was very interesting.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
And
so much.
Ishant, I think so. Ishant is a good storyteller.
Yeah. I loved the way Yash narrated his journey and the story that he has told, and absolutely in awe with him that you should not be somebody else. You should always be yourself, and you will find your own why. So I am a big fan of Simon Sinek myself. If you can look my background, I love reading books, as I think Yash is also one of the bibliophile. So compliments to him. My suggestion would be also to stay curious, look at, and do find your why. Find out why is in that what is your purpose to be in this world. So probably when we start going forward, I'll try to touch upon certain points which may inspire people or probably might give some ideas that how a good hope can help to bring a lot of gift in their own life and also spread a lot of happiness and positivity around. So we'll go forward in the discussion that we will go forward. So thank you, Chaitanya, for me and having Nikhil here, and we are happy to take up any questions or anything that you guys want us to talk about.
Sir, talking about first introducing you guys, it's like, it's a show pleasure to me to invite you guys at this panel. I think we have the best of people from the HR industry having along. I think I just talked to Nikhil sir five days before the event,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, something like that.
telling that I am planning a HR panel, and he was very positive. I know it's very difficult. It's like it's the most difficult to get approvals, and get things along. But thank you so much, sir. I talked to Agniveshar, and there were 2 days. In 2 days, sir, certainly I will come. For the people, for the gift of hope. Thank you so much, sir. I think many people would have that ray about the HR industries in their life. They want to pursue HR, they want to pursue human resource as the main business. So I think this panel would give them the confidence and the inspiration that they can get along. uh, starting it's like, everyone has a story to tell. Instead of me introducing you, I think it would be privilege. I think you would have definitely a best story in your life, so I think it would be privilege you telling your story from the ground level, how you made this big, and how you are called a HR person.
Very tough things to talk. uh, so, Agni, you would like to talk about it. You have been changing roles. You have started in a different way. You moved into a different role now. And then I will talk about myself where, uh, from a in different industry perspective, where I started.
Oh, sure. So thanks, Nikhil, and thanks, Chaitanya. So so we are in times of unprecedented times, right? So when future is not clear and future is now, right?
Wow.
And only certain thing is today is uncertainty. The uncertainty is only certainty today. So this is what we look at. Okay. And if you look at what Martin Luther King said, that we must accept find disappointment but never lose infinite hope.
Wow.
Having said that, I during my graduation days I was preparing for civil services, right? So it's all a East Indian dream to become a civil servant, and I was preparing for civil service and I couldn't get through, and I was so disappointed. I gave my best. I did everything possible which even a civil servant topper would have done, right? And but I couldn't get through. I was disappointed, but I didn't lose the hope. So what I did, I went to do my MBA and chose HR because HR I thought is the profession which was close to people, understand their aspiration and trying to shape them some life, and also maintain the law and order, in the organization, and probably be the custodian of the policies, processes, and do a lot of people management and drive those changes in the organization. So it was my conscious decision to join HR. I joined HR, and then after my studies, I was placed with a consulting firm in Middle East. So I was placed in Middle East. So I went to Middle East. My role was majorly into HR consulting, writing job description and writing the core, competency mapping, writing this
Interesting.
audit, doing the audit, writing policies and processes to certain organizations based in Muscat, Oman and Dubai. One fine day, I got a message that my role has been redundant. Imagine, imagine a guy, very young guy, in my first job, that too overseas. My family was so elated, my friends were so elated. I got a message in the morning saying that your job is redundant. Reason behind, because there are certain legal or labor law changes happened in this country, which is going to be, started from tomorrow. So your visa gets nullified. And the work permit that you have, the work permit you have is no longer the legal work permit that you have, right? Imagine a young guy with a lot of expectation, a lot of energy, and all of a sudden you feel that there's nobody to go.
Hmm.
So what? So imagine. So the same situation our entire youth are in today, right? Where they are about to lose their job, or somebody has already lost the job, or someone who is starting to take up the roles, right? So my mantra at that point of time, I remember that when I was speaking to my parents, I thought, and it also makes you feel bad that what your colleagues will think, what your friends will think, what your MBA batchmates will think, what the society will think, that with all fanfare you went abroad to work, and then all of a sudden you are being sent out after only 3-4 months. So I was destroyed. But believe me, I was disappointed, but I was very hopeful, because I had belief in my own competencies. And that time in India, believe me, whenever you are a job seeker, the opportunities are always less. Come what may, at any stage of point of life, if you are when you are in the job market, you will not find opportunity, right? And
Yeah, right.
if you find opportunity if you want to have work in Delhi, you will find opportunities in Ahmedabad. You will not find the opportunity in, this is called Murphy's law, right? So you will not find what you desire. I came back to India with a lot of good hope. I stayed in Delhi for some time, right? And then somebody was saying, Yash was saying that, and also Chaitanya, you asked a question कि लोग सोचते हैं कोई काम छोटा होता है या कोई काम बड़ा होता है, right? कि लोग ये काम नहीं करना, ये छोटा काम, ये बड़ा काम है, how it works. So believe me, during MBA from Premium Business School, if you come, you will always think that once you come to office, you will have an AC room, you have got executive assistants to assist you. You will be, in Armani suit and Gucci shoes, you will be the king of the world, right? This is the myth that you will all fall. When I went to
Yeah.
do the internship in one of the organization, when I did my internship, what was my first role? My first role was to pinch, staple the employee forms and put it in arrange it in this. I was so disappointed again that a guy coming from, let's say, good business school, and you are asking me to do a clerical role. Not even clerical role, the peon does. What I will learn? Believe me, I was despaired. I was devastated that how you are insulting me. I am the big shot, and you are giving me work which even a metric pass can do, and you are asking a MBA guys to do that. But believe me, that was a learning. That was learning in which I realized that it's very important to understand the function, the reading the documentation, and see that how can you do that. So what is
Yeah.
happening? Your myth around you is busted, and you are given a humbling experiences that no kaam is chota and bada. And during that activity, I made a lot of good friends. And when I was coming back to India in 2004, 2005, some of my friends spoke together and say, hey, why don't we start something? So in 2004, when I came back to India after losing my job in Middle East, and it was a very high paying salary. It also came in the newspaper, the way you see, in today that this company is getting this much offer. So I was one of the poster boy, though my face was not there, name was not there, but it was me in that year who was saying that this guy has got this much of amount in
Wow.
this case. So
Wow.
from being a poster boy, coming and devastated of losing the job, came back, and then what we did, we came to a, then we all friends decided that why don't we start up something? So we started up something. We started an IT organization in Pune, and 5 6 people we started. Right, we put some fund, we put some people, and we had a lot of good support, good people. And it also says that fortune favors the brave because we took the step. So the beginner's luck was such a way that we started getting a lot of projects, a lot of
Wow.
government projects. We also started getting a lot of good projects. Then I also diversified into certain HR services because I thought this is my competency. We can do that. I had a lot of good freshers to start with me. I only didn't have the capacity or probably the flexibility to get experienced guy working with us because everybody wanted to work in top 5, top 10 IT organizations. They don't want to work with just a small step setup, even if you are able
Startups.
to pay them double. Situation is not the same now. Today, you may not get funds, but at least you will get good talent across to start. If you just say I'm working startup, so Chaitanya and Nikhil,
Yeah,
so that
we
time,
know.
at
That's how
that
it is.
time, I had funds. We had a lot of people, betting upon us, but we didn't have resources. But finally, after a
Yeah,
couple of years,
changes.
one of the organization decided, loved our competencies, they loved our capabilities, and they decided to acquire. So we fine. So we got acquired, and then I made sure that my all employees are equally, given a job elsewhere, and then they are settled. Then again, back to what to do now. You are a jobless. Though I had some money, but you are jobless. What to do? Finally, then I thought that let me join a industry, back to industry, my core area. So I joined Infosys as a business partner HR during that period of time, and then started working as in Pune, and then I was handling one of the largest unit there. Extremely humbling experiences coming as a, let's say, founder of a organization where money was flowing, every time was when you are passionate about your work, and going back to industry where you need to work into a setup where somebody is to direct you, somebody is to guide you. Again, an humbling experience which I took and then started working on.
Hmm.
So after this journey, after during working in HR, I realized there are a lot of things that we can do together. So small things, that innovation, or you can say that incremental activity that we did, which really helped me and my organization both. Small thing like 2005, you can't even think that we can have a online booking system or something like that, right? Online, you can do a lot of things online, which was most of the paper based. So we tried to do certain small things which literally helped me out in doing that. Then I got a call from one of the business leaders saying that why can't you, and that time again 2007, this subprime crisis hit, and subprime crisis hit badly, right? So that crisis, I took it as an opportunity to step up from my own domain and try something else. So I moved into HCM consulting, that is SAP HR consulting at this point of time. So I moved in. I was having great reputation, great visibility, great collaboration in HR. But I thought, let me use this particular forced, downturn, economic downturn, update myself. Let me do something extra. So I choose that career, and then there's no look back. Right. So what I wanted to say to the people, there is journey in which you can change your jobs internally, have trust on yourself, stay invested. What is happening what is happening and then after the consulting, I was based in US for 6 7 years, 8 years in fact. In 2014, I came back to India. you know I joined a pharmaceutical firm. I was leading their analytics and HRIT platform, and then I am with a MNC where I am working as a leading small PNL into HR tech, HR strategies, and delivery. So what I wanted to say in the career journey, that what we look at, one, don't lose hope. I'm telling you, don't lose hope. Answer is with you. Challenge yourself and see as you rightly Yash also saying that everything is temporary. Even your
Yeah.
disturbances are hassled down. If something is not working in your favor, try to do something else and try to find out solution. So one more example I will try to see, and probably people can relate to it, and try to see, audience, if you can find these opportunities in your life which will help you to understand that despite you are a busy executive, you can still make a difference in society. So in 2014, 2013, in fact, last of 2013, I came back to India, and I was based at Hyderabad, and I was traveling in local train because after you come back from US, you don't feel like driving, at least in Hyderabad, for at least initial 2 3 weeks. You prefer to go by train, because knowing the traffic, you need only three things: good luck, good brakes, and good horn. So decided, and it's become nuanced, because after right hand drive, you just come to left hand drive, and the traffic is mess. So I was traveling in a local train called MMTS, and then what I found out, that many kids were begging and always asking you for some money or some food. I was moved. I said, I am privileged, but what we can do for these guys? Can we do something for these guys? Then what we did, we made a team of 20, 10, 15 people in our organization, right? And then we said, can we do something for them? And believe me, again, I said, and even if you see in the movies, they say that if you are passionate about something, the world will conspire to make sure that you are, keeping that,
Absolutely.
and you will find your tribe together. So like Nikhil and me, we have certain passion and we are connected well, right? So you will find people like you who has the same passion, right? So
Mm.
similarly, I got similarly passionate people who thought, let's do something. Then we set up a school. We did a lot of research, and we realized that uh, let's go take a concept called school goes to the home, right? Not the student goes to school goes to the home. So we started something, we established an NGO, and we started teaching. As on today, I am proud enough to say that we have transformed about more than 300 lives, and then doing amazingly well, and it helps. Now I moved to North, but still my school is in self-sustainable model, do that. So during the journey, believe me, don't look away. In this pandemic, believe me, we all were stuck. We all were stuck, but think, if you could not have think that what will happen to those stray dogs who are on the roads, the stray animals who are on the roads, who are eating food from the dhaba or leftover, everything is closed. There's nobody, so they will die. I believe me, it struck my mind. We do need to do something for them. One idea that I had put on Facebook post, I got about 200, 300 people supporting me. And immediately we created small group and started doing that. We reached out to government saying that, hey, this is what we do. Government also was surprised that, yes, this is possible. Why don't you do that? We got an e-pass. We got all the approvals, and with the collection that we had, what we did, we took one vehicle, a vehicle, and started distribute and identified the area, started feeding those stray animals. So this is what is exactly you can do. Believe me, if you have some purpose, if you align your passion to certain purpose, you will find your ways. So people who are, let's say, who are expecting to go through the job, or out of the job at this point of time, or in between the job, try to find out there is a problem in your nearby itself. Can you resolve it? Can you solve it? There will be people, there will be funds. You don't have to worry about it. It's just that you need to have that compassion, the empathy towards doing certain differences in that. So this is a brief journey about me, as on today, Chaitanya. Yeah. And thanks, Nikhil,
Wow,
for
that's quite interesting.
Oh, very interesting, Agni. I think so. How you moved back from Middle East to India and in such a distress situation. I think so. That's something amazing.
So that was so inspiring. So that was so inspiring. Thank you so much.
In fact, there are a couple of good thoughts which between me and Agni is common, and that's where we are still, we are good friends.
Wow.
Great. Yeah, yeah. So my journey is little different. And yeah, so when you talked about hotels and hotels are shut, my base is from that industry. So I'm a hotel management graduate. From hotel management, I was little scared about the timings which they used to happen. Hotel industry typical timing is around 12 hours to 14 hours. So I was got scared. I said, no, 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 that's not my industry. I can't be working for so many hours. So from there, I jumped to HR, and the first question people ask me is, yeah, hotel industry, why you wanted to come into HR? You should ideally go into marketing. I said, no, that's something which I also had was a little passion for people. And while I was doing my hotel management, this is one subject which I really liked, where it talks about connecting with people and working out with people too. So because my core thought was only one: if I'm in this world, how can I make this world a bit better place than what it was when I was not there? Whether it's in world, it is organization, it's about people, anything. and through the same thing which I started working. So I started my journey into a typically called, an HR typically start journey into a consulting firms, recruiting. And that's how I started my journey, from recruiting for another year or so. Then I started moving into an HR, and then typically it's almost 2003, when ITS industry was picking up a lot of boom. I joined a company like Convergys, and working at one of the business verticals I was managing as a business HR. From Convergys, I moved to different industries. But then from there, I moved to hospitality, where I started working with Oberoi Hotels. And I was heading HR, IT, training, administration, security, employee cafeteria, and fooding for uh, for one of the hotel units. Now, when you talk about HR guy looking at the security, it's a two different verticals to think about. And HR looks for support to the people, developing them, working and caring for them. And security is when you secure the premises and people both. And then you do frisking and do checkings, etc. So it becomes a catch 22 situation when people to come to me, sir, oh, security guard मेरी checking कर रहा है, मुझे allow नहीं कर रहा. And the other side, I have to be an HR guy says, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of that. So it was a quite a difficult situation. And then um, person from food industry, but has to look at the food quality. Also has to look at what are the menus which has to go, how the preparations etc. is happening. There's a lot of things which has to go. So quite an interesting journey from there. From there, I then moved to telecom, where I worked with Alcatel-Lucent. Quite a very different kind of a set of people. All engineers, most of them, have their heads on very high, because for them, I'm an engineer. I'm the best guy in this world. Why? Yeah, but then half the time they'll be climbing and checking on the poles and checking the technicalities of same. So it's like creating an equilibrium between making patting them as engineers, and then making them do that baseline work, which Agni was also talking about, that the first thing which he has done is going and doing the filing perspective. The same happens with those engineers also. So that happened. Then then I was working with another very different kind of a setup, which is into car rental. Now I was head HR for that organization, where it was dealing with drivers. Now I have a set of educated set of people whom you can talk and connect, and there's another set of people who are not so educated, uh, but much more passionate, I would say, because वो तो kind of rosy रोटी है उनके लिए. So that car for them is like everything. And while we have to ensure, so that training those people and ensuring that those engaged, delivering to a customer, not so educated, but catering to very educated and sophisticated customer. Imagine someone asking for Mercedes, or in fact we had limousines also. So asking for a Mercedes obviously has to be an educated person, and the अग्निवेश के level का एकदम बड़ा वाला आदमी होगा um, and the driver is someone who's like port past. I was just serving them and explaining to them about in what tutti putti English ke andar he used to explain it to things. I was okay. It was but very interesting. A lot of fun. Um, and the best part was the different stories these drivers used to talk about the customers, and what probably they have done to ensure that the customer goes happy. Because one motto is very clear with the driver, saying that if my customer goes happy, he'll give me a duty again. If he's not happy, he will not give me a duty again. So that customer centricity is something which I've learned from drivers. Amazing, amazing. Even from hospitality also, when I was in hotels, it was very clear that let's say a housekeeping person moves up, all the other departments will do anything to ensure the customer goes happy outside. So that's a kind of collaborative working those guys had, and it's been taught to them right from their date of signing. We used to ensure that they are mixing up, meeting up, playing together, enjoying together, even eating together. Uh, in a hospitality, one thing which I will tell you, which is very very specific, right from a doorman to the general manager, who is the highest position, eat in the same cafeteria, the same food, same place. So that's the kind of things which bounce there. And see, that's something uh, which a lot of industries today miss. Now imagine in most of the larger organizations, you will have a set of people who are third party workers. Either if they are sitting in the same cafeteria, they will be sitting in a corner and doing it, or otherwise they have a separate cafeteria altogether. Hospitality, same cafeteria, same place, and general manager will come and sit with in next to a housekeeping guy who is probably half an hour before he comes with his lunch is wiping the floor in the front desk. That's what the industry talks about. So I think so that's something, it's a great practices of HR which that industry carries. Um, so I currently work with an organization which is a multifaceted organization, which is Dalmia Group is what I work for, which has different verticals. Now I work with people who are into e-retail, into pharmaceutical, into clinical research, into call center, and into manufacturing. Now, again, every person and every industry where people are working have a very different way of their thought process, their background, their culture, and what we are trying to do is to equilibrium and manage those culture into as similar place as possible, so that there are similarities in the organization as a whole. That's what we are also trying to do. Yeah, but then very very fascinating to work with the people at different terrains, where we have person who is talking about only pharmaceutical language and someone who's only talking about retail. So that's there about me, Chaitanya and Naveen.
Sir, personal question. I have a very personal
Sorry,
question talking about
please.
to your journey. Startups nowadays, the entrepreneurs who are just starting, even me, including me, I thought that sales चाहिए, a presenter of sales चाहिए, परचेज के लिए चाहिए, एसेंशियल चाहिए, ऑपरेशंस के लिए चाहिए, एचआर खर्चा क्यों करना है, हम है ना. We have that myth, right? We have that myth, and believe me, it was the worst mistake I have made in my life to hire all those guys but not hired HR. I thought that my salesperson will take an interview, right?
So you already answered your question. So you
Yeah,
made a mistake. You made a mistake.
Yeah, but it's like you can throw. So it's like, for small, so you can show us the importance of having an HR in a small organization as well. So people think that the HR is only essential for the bigger organization, but what I found out that it is more essential to have in a small organization.
See, I believe, and this is my personal belief, is culture is created when the organization is created. So, HR becomes a very key part to creating the culture of the organization, which take the organization to whatsoever level it is, and then the culture continues. Right, Agni? Any
Yeah. So
anything
I will agree with what Chaitanya says, that why HR? Believe me, why HR? A very right question that you have. I have got, let's say, 200 or 300 people in my organization, and then I am struggling with my resources. Then why I need HR? Why can't I ask my entire team? At least I can give some of my business unit head and say that, hey, you can also additionally do this activity, right? But that might not, and then outsource this function to somebody expert who can do that, right? You engage a consulting
Yeah.
who will do the recruitment for you and do that. HR will still remain the same. And if you look at the way business function is changing, right, the future of work which is coming, your managers, your line will always do 60 to 70% of HR related activity apart from their delivery roles or their management,
easily?
because they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. HR becomes very specialist, and then the functions Credibility becomes only when we are going to add any value to your balance sheet. And how you do that? By saving cost, by giving a return on investment on your hiring that you guys did,
Yeah,
by training,
I agree with you.
by training people. So you will look at it. It's a double play. It's a double play that what are your aspirations for? If you want to become a bigger corporations or respected
Hmm.
corporations, you need certain time. You need people, function who will help you out into a quantum leap in your organization, right? Because it may happen.
Agrees with you.
Because it may happen that HR, let's say if you have any grievances, if you have any personal people issues, they will not reach out to them, and HR has to be neutral and on the driving seat. So your questions is very right, and when I meet a lot of people, they say that HR function is not relevant for them anymore. The reason behind, because they are not able to see that value. And Chaitanya, as you only answered that you made a mistake by not investing your time on HR, in getting the right people done for your organization. It's not, HR is not only about recruiting, it's about entire end-to-end process of employee life cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about the people who are here, they are to be HR people, right? They want to pursue HR in their life.
Hmm.
So any tips for them? So any tips and tricks, कि ये करो हो जाएगा, any skills, what a HR person needs.
Um, so for a fine HR, there are three things which is very very important. First, empathy.
Okay.
Second, yeah, very very important. Second, is a person should be good in terms of understanding the culture of the organization, and it's not about just culture; it's about process and everything's combined. And third is a person should have a real, analytical skills to understand what goes underneath. So
Yeah.
three things,
Yeah. So
you
adding to
know.
Nikhil, yeah,
Hmm.
adding to
Mhm.
Nikhil, you already said these three important things. Adding to Nikhil, I'll add couple of more. One is
Yeah,
your critical thinking. Okay. So how you tackle the problem in different way, right? Today we are into amid the most uncertain time, right? One thing
right,
that you need to show the empathy. Second thing, important part, you also need to show the integrity
yeah,
and ethics.
absolutely.
Right? Integrity and ethics. Let's say if your organization is saying fire this guy, you need to put them a spot that why. So that empathy and integrity and ethics quotient is very important for HR to do that. Most important and basic things that never miss the basics of HR, as in you should have conceptual clarity of your things. What exactly the performance management system, how it works, how recruitment works, what are the different assessment criteria that we have. So those who want to make your career in HR, make sure that you have conceptual clarity. You read about behavior of the people, you read about organization behavior, you read about certain psychology part of it, you read about it, understand the nuances, that how people will behave the way they do. So these are the critical things that we need to look at if you want to make in HR. Unless you don't have the conceptual clarity, your base is not strong, you will not survive in any function, be it HR or be it any other function. So you should know your value. Believe me, it pains me when I go to school, business schools, and I ask simple question, and Nikhil will ask, agree with me that if you ask them what is recruitment, right, to MBA HR guys, if you just ask them what is the basic definition of recruitment, they will not give you the correct answer. Only two or three students out of the entire class will be able to come to close. But because what is happening, we don't have the conceptual clarity. We are only reading to pass the exams. We are not reading to make ourselves capable to know the subject well. So
Absolutely.
today, the demand will be of subject matter expert. We know compensation and benefit. We know it. How to do the manpower planning. What are the different models? I am not worried about the technology. Technology will keep changing. I'm telling you, technology will keep changing. So a lot of jargons you will keep hearing about AI, IoT, ML. Don't worry about it. This will keep changing. You only worry about the function, the business process out of it. Are you thorough about the business processes?
Agni,
Hello.
yeah, Agni, you're there.
Mm.
There's some network challenge.
Yeah.
So that's another learning which we have is to
Okay.
manage things with the network challenges, and and then
Getting into.
no, so that's a joke which comes across saying that so now both ban gaya hai. So that is it's like a murti now. So it's like
Wow, wow.
it, you know Has to be. So the technology is definitely helping. Today I'm sitting with Gurgaon, Agni is sitting in Delhi, and people are sitting across the globe and talking, and it becomes such an easy thing, but just because of the COVID. So I sometimes, in a joke, I say it's thanks to COVID that we are able to connect with people who are across the globe
Yes.
and then listen to them. So it's also looking at the positive side of the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
becomes
we are.
crazier, sir. So it becomes crazier when. So I promoted in India.
Hmm.
So what I did was I did collaborations with certain universities and the collaboration with certain business institutions in India.
Okay.
Yesterday, when I saw the business analytics, Google Analytics, I found out that there are people joining from China, Croatia, and there were so mails open. So we are sending a mail before everyone joins in.
Hmm.
So USA people opened mail more than India. So people from
Okay.
USA joined. We never promoted in USA.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's what this happening is now, that the people are now joining in across different countries, I'll say, and very different domains. Very interesting to hear that. In fact, I was attending one of the seminars earlier, last month, and then we had people right from Japan, UK, US, and Australia. I said, how many times I'm going to get the opportunity to meet those guys and listen to the cultural things of those countries. Fair enough. So there's one side we curse COVID, that we are we are locked in house. The other side is like, okay, good. It's got some
Wow.
quality family time also.
Yeah. So, yesterday we have a session from Bharat Daga, sir.
Okay.
So he mentioned 3 to 4 stories. So I think Agni sir is here.
And yeah, great.
One second, I will just get him.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So yesterday, when I when I talked with Bharat sir, he told me that someone who got COVID very seriously changed the business line and got millions and millions of rupees for that. So mask industry, PPE suits industry,
Yeah.
which went so crazy.
No, so I know someone who was a manufacturing of plastic bags.
Okay.
And at the moment he has got COVID, he changed it to PPE kits, and he says, Nikhil, I'm earning 3 times what I was earning earlier.
Wow.
I says, wow. And then yes, there are people who have lost a lot of jobs and business and money also. Hey, welcome back, Agni.
Sorry, I
Hello,
think
sir.
my connection was bad, so I joined from iPad. Hope I am audible and
Yeah,
visible also.
absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Sir.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, please, Agni.
So we were just discussing about how COVID advantaged people and disadvantages of the COVID. So some people who started as PP suits manufacturer and mask, they boomed into the market, and some jobs as well.
So can you imagine that Mercedes is making making ventilators, and then Armani and Gucci and YSL is making sanitizers, right? So business
Sanitize.
has changed,
This
right?
is
And the thing is that as a resilient organization or person, right? If you don't match up the speed, you'd see that we found out a problem, right? We found out a problem that this is the pandemic where we need to keep indoors. So a lot of people, they started something a voluntary, as I said, that we started looking at how can we take care of stray animals, right? Similarly, if you want, you could have easily monetized it and probably get the fund and do that, right? Similarly, we realized that there is a huge need of PPE kits or masks or sanitizers or probably the hand soaps, because all those soap making companies, they didn't realize they will have this much of soaps, right? And also we need to look at that, how can we distribute this thing to those areas along with the water in those slums, those areas where you don't have 24/7 water, right? Where you don't get the honey. So these all things are there. So what happened that if we move now, and probably if we could have, if we go ahead and make our own things resilient, things in process, as our prime minister also said, that we need to find out opportunity in this adversity, right? So probably the opportunity in adversity is very important, where they found out opportunity, change their models, and probably tweak their models according to this need. Because see, now if you look at the business round conference, the round table is where all the CEOs of the world, they meet and they discuss about the purpose of the business, right? So it happened in 1960, where they say the 1960s message was business is for profit. Okay, rightly said. In last year, in 2020, I guess 2019, all the CEO, excluding Tim Cook, Mark Zuckerberg and Satya Nadella, they sat together and they again redrafted. They said now we need to look at profit, purpose, and planet. So they are also talking about business is for profit, purpose, and also towards the planet. So this is very important thing what they are talking about, that how you take care of society well, and how can you resolve a problem, right? How can you resolve a problem? So this opportunity, this will give an opportunity to transform those issues into a credible problem, a credible opportunity to solve. So that's why if you look at the startup industry, if you think that you can solve certain problems in your society, now you look at the new things coming in. Government is giving you all the infrastructure, all the support. You just need to have that determination to do change or change something in the society, right? So stay focused on that. So this is my mantra on how to convert this pandemic into a credible opportunity, and this is miracle. It will never come back again.
It'll never.
Right? It will never
Hope
come
so.
back again. I personally, it will never come back again. It will never come back again, because so for me also, what I did, I learned a lot of things which I have, which I could not have done in this. So I took some time off, learned something, acquired new skills. I learned a lot of good coding to be done. And imagine an economics graduate in HR knowing the coding, I can make a chatbot, I can do some cloud computing, right? So learn new skills and come out of the domain. You should not only be about HR or anything related to stuff, anything. You can learn anything that you want, right? So I've enrolled myself into and how to make good cakes. So you can do anything, right? Anything that you can look at.
Agni,
right?
when you're treating me, I'll come down anywhere for a cake.
Yes. So you are always most welcome for that, right? So let me train, because I also need people to sample, right? I also need certain people to taste, to do my experimentation. Yeah.
Scrapbooks?
Yeah.
No.
So all right. So invest that. Believe me, people who spent many time on the Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, and Netflix has literally wasted their time off, because this is the time you will never get in your life where you can acquire any new skills. Everything was online. Believe me, even I saw many times Harvard came back saying that you can do my courses. MIT said that you can do these courses, some of the free courses, and Udemy, Coursera. Everybody opened their heart and said that go ahead and join and learn. Keep yourself busy, right? Keep yourself busy. Do something and do that, right? So if we have not done something else, it is a huge opportunity lost, which we will never do that. So not only what we call about that, not only we should also invest in our physical immunity, we should also be invested in our spiritual and emotional immunity, which will help us out in transforming a big human being. Because this pandemic has taught us that everything is meaningless. So if let's say if Nikhil is driving Maserati, it's of no use. Or Chaitanya, if you're driving a Ferrari, it's of no use. My cycle is much better, much powerful than your machines, right? So it also taught me that how can you do more with the less, right? So more with the less. So look at the minimalism part, right? That we try to do that minimalism part. So we learned that a lot of things are not of need. And I think that everybody should go to and think of it that now, since you have learned with living with less and do more, please continue this. Don't start hoarding things or probably get into more that I need to go and do this. Don't do that. Let this discipline continue in your life. It will literally transform you the way you are. It will also help our planet and our entire ecosystem the way we are doing it today. So maintain that and find out those opportunities where you can not only do things for yourself, also you look for outside that how can you resolve the problems which is prevalent in the society.
So last question for the day.
Please.
So you have started from a very small, and you are HR for one of the biggest company, and Same goes to you, Nikhil sir. What is the experience of working for a bigger organization and working for the smaller organization?
Agni, you taking that?
Yeah. So question is, work
Difference.
what you want to do,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
It's big. So I say that you want to be a king in a small place, छोटी रियासत का राजा बनना है, या फिर बड़ी रियासत का एक छोटा सा चपरासी, right? So you work, be it smaller organization, be it bigger organization. If you have confidence on yourself, you can make a small organization from 5 employees to 3.5 lakh employees like Infosys, right? And if you want to look at organizations like Enron or Kingfisher, a bigger organization can reduce to small. So let's not go into that myth that I want to work with. You work where you think that your passion is connected to the purpose of the organization, right? Where your values can match with them, where you are also valued, and do that. So I will not go into this particular debate. I will suggest that whichever opportunities that you are getting, please go ahead and do that. Make a difference in your role, right? Make a difference in your role, right? It's desirable. It's all desirable to start with the big names, but don't feel ashamed that if you're working with small name, you feel honored, you feel humbled, and you need, as an organization custodian, at least in HR function, you feel empowered that you are the person who will be making this as one of the best place of employer.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. It was so insightful. So do come. At 7 o'clock, we have Prahlad Kakkar sir coming.
Okay.
We expect a very huge audience then. You also come. I am very sure that Prahlad Kakkar sir has just so much to say about entrepreneurship. If you come, you can. It would be great for us.
We'll try that out. We'll try that
I
out.
will share you the link of the people who can see it. So it's on my website. I will send you the link of the website.
Sure, Chaitanya, should not be an issue. Not be an issue.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thanks.
so much. It was
Thanks,
so nice.
Chaitanya. Thanks, Agni. I
Thanks,
think that
Chaitanya.
was very
Thanks.
interesting and insightful. Had
Thank
a
you so
lovely
much.
time.
And sorry about
Same here,
the
sir.
brief disruption. So we need to
Absolutely
debrief.
fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you
It's
so
fun.
much, and wish you
Thank
all
you so much.
safe and good time. Stay energized, stay focused, and namaste.
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Take care. Bye. Take care.
Bye, sir.
Bye,
Bye.
Chaitanya.
Bye.
Bye, Agni. Take care.
So next session would be taken by Chiranjeev Patel. He is one of the biggest entrepreneur of Ahmedabad city, the person who I admire the most, the philanthropist, and the person behind the big industrial projects and the big government projects of India. The person who is connected to almost all politicians across the globe. We would be welcoming Chiranjeev Patel in very short time, and the session would be starting from 5:30. Thank you so much.